Hi everyone, it's Fitz with your daily delivery. Hope you're doing well. I am very good, and I am excited for today. Been looking forward to the day that season 6 of Life of Fitz podcast dropped, and that is happening today on YouTube and at GoPowercat. Let's talk about that, but let's talk about the subject of that conversation, Chris Klieman. We had this same thing years ago. Might have even been in that first season of Life of Fitz, which was the pandemic season 2020. That season, as Chris Klieman prepares for number 7, is the only year that he had a losing record at Kansas State, and the only year he didn't go to a bowl game. Pandemic season was whacked, and he chose to play every game when he could have backed out of some, and instead got players' experience but took the L. He was planning ahead. And if you look back in the history of K-State football, it wasn't until year 5 that Bill Snyder got the Wildcats to a bowl game. And that 1993 season, is very memorable for people. But the rebuild or the build was massive for Bill Snyder. And getting a program to a bowl game was simply a miracle. It was the Copper Bowl. They won. And then the next year, they lost the Aloha Bowl. But in his year 7, Kansas State went to the Holiday Bowl. And the Holiday Bowl had a lot more prestige back then, and K-State won that game. And yeah, they lost the next year to BYU in the Cotton Bowl, but it was the Cotton Bowl. You see where we're going? And it all started to take off. And pretty soon, K-State was on a massive run. They had a dip in 2001, but that stretch of games ended in 2003 with the Big 12 title. As Chris Klieman gets into season 7, he's gone to 5 bowl games in his 6 years, and he's won 3 of those. He's won 3 of the last 4. He lost his first bowl game and then had the pandemic season, and then they ramped up the next year a little bit. Okay, so they've won the last 2 bowl games. That's nice. They did lose that 2022 bowl game. It was the Sugar Bowl. See what's happening here? Against Alabama, which was very good. And you know what? They won a Big 12 championship that season, so that season was hardly even an empty year, even though they did lose that bowl game. 10 wins, 9 wins, 9 wins. That's the last 3 seasons for Chris Klieman. And I know everyone's optimistic, but K-Staters tend to be a little bit cautious. They seem to be a little bit pessimistic at times. I think this is going to be a very good K-State team. And as I've mentioned previously, if they get off to a good start in Dublin, Ireland, with that game against Iowa State in the Aer Lingus Classic, I think K-State will get rolling. And I don't even think a loss will define them at that point. They just have the tools to be really good. Now, what is it going to take for Chris Klieman and this program to break through to that next level? Well, honestly, it's a higher level of consistency. They seem to always have that game that they lose that they probably should not have, and it has consequences. Can Chris Klieman roar back and win that 10th game again? And winning 10 games is not easy at this level, and he's done it already. Yeah, he can. This is a real possibility this season. I think this will be a team that should play for a Big 12 championship. And I'm here with this message that K-State fans, it's all right to be optimistic. It's all right to be fired up. And it's all right that sometimes it doesn't go as planned. That is the joy of college football. And before Bill Snyder arrived, we had almost no joy. The only joy we could find was in the 1960s, the late 60s with Vince Gibson, when we celebrated 6-5 or 7-4. Things are so much better now. And as we want Chris Klieman to take that next step with the program and stop losing to, games like Tulane in 2022, I think we're about to see it. He seems to now have a better grip on the kind of depth and talent it takes to compete game in and game out at this level. And I really feel sound about his coaching staff right now. We'll see how it all comes together. Season 6 of Life of Fitz and Season 7 of Chris Klieman. It's all on tap very soon. Well, today for the podcast. Did you know that K-State football kicks off in less than 3 months? And it's going to fly by. I can't wait.